This is round 2. We're just running over with Tinkers today. And turn 2 library. Oh man, this hand's super sweet. Round 2 of this vintage league. Let me update this thing. I feel like there should be a program that does this for me. But what did we do in the challenge? So in the challenge we lost. So we went 4-0 to start. We played Bug and PO and Shops. And then we lost to Jeskai. It was like Jeskai or Shops Jeskai. It was either Jeskai or Shops Jeskai. I think it was Jeskai. Went 4-2. Got in at 7th because we were a 4-0. In the top 8, we played against Nathan Stewart on Shops, and we kind of rolled him with Tinker Blightsteel twice. And then in the top 4, we played an Esper Paradoxical deck who played a turn 1 Mystic Remora against us, and we were unable to ever come out from underneath it. I do have an interesting question that we'll ask chat later, and based on my hand, was I supposed to counter the Mystic Remora with my Force of Will? And we'll talk about that one in a little bit. This hand is definitely a keep. So in the PO mirror in round 3, he's on the mult 6, and our hand is Paradoxical Outcome, Force of Will, Mana Vault, Soul Ring, and 3 lands. Am I supposed to turn 1 force pitching PO his Mystic Remora? I'm not sure. Just not sure. I chose to not, and I lost the game because of it, but I just don't know. So Scalding Tarn, huh? I'm gonna lead off with our Rampant Growth here, also known as Time Walk. It's pretty reasonable for us to play. It's a little awkward because Library and Top don't really work together, but depends on how many mental missteps they're playing. But in general, I agree it's pretty strong. I'm still not sure it's the best card for the PO mirror, but it's certainly a strong one. I agree. It's so game breaking. But like my only action was PO. I had all mana, so I didn't think it was worth it. But I think I might have been wrong. Not sure. Not sure at all. So we could. Oh, nice. That's just an insane draw. I'm so glad this card's restricted because it's so unfun. It ruins all the decision making in Magic. So like he now has to brainstorm in response and hit a Force of Will because we're just going to tinker a Blightsteel into play on turn 2 after our. Man, if we had another blue card, that'd be nuts. Can we do anything to get us a blue card here? We could Demonic for Lotus and then play top blind draw for a blue card. That's like kind of a waste, and I don't really think that's worth it. So Deep Probe is definitely one of the dumbest cards ever printed. I definitely should have fetched a Tropical Island there for if we don't win the game off this Tinker. Oh, that was really bad. I wasn't even thinking about how we had to Tinker the Emerald away. So he's going to crack fetch, use his Brainstorm, try to find a Force of Will. We have to make him try to find it here for sure. Yeah, that could come back and bite us if we don't draw another fetch land. He did not find it. So we have a Blightsteel and he has to beat it. So let's see if he can do that. If he's playing a typical list, there are a bunch of lines here that do kill us. Land, Mox, Dak is one of the worst ones for us. So here he can go blue, red. Okay. So maybe he's not playing Dak. I kind of figured he would go blue, red, Gush. That's odd. I think Blue-Red Gush is probably the best line for him. Alright. We're playing fun, exciting games of Magic. Like, I would never, ever in 100 years have cast Tinker there if I hadn't seen his hand with Git Probe. So, it wasn't even Tinker that won us the game there. It was Git Probe, because Git Probe was like, oh, look, he's got nothing. Stone cold nothing. So, like, that turn is definitely, with no information, that turn is definitely lead with top, see if it gets countered, and then choose between Demonic and Library. I think Demonic if your top doesn't get countered, and Library if your top does get countered. But because I got to see, we just put a Blightsteel in play. So he's some kind of Oath list. We're definitely gonna bring in Cages because we want to play these Leovolds and the Hydra. I am going to take out Tinker, Blightsteel, and Hercule's Recall here. We could bring in Abrupt Decay. I'm not sold that that's correct. I think it's going to dilute our deck a little too much. I will bring in Flusterstorm, and I will board out one Opal, so we can get No Rod. New Visit Oath. That sounds bad. We're definitely going to bring in Cages because we do want to try to play these Leovolds and Managorger Hydras. That means we are going to take out this Yawgmoth's Will, in which case we can think about bringing back this Opal, or maybe having an Abrupt Decay. I don't hate having an Abrupt Decay. Let's try that. Yeah, I mean, what? He's two No Rod max? The island in the board or the island in the main? Library is just a spell. This hand's freaking awkward. I'm pretty sure I'm keeping it though. I don't think you can be off the island in the main. I think you need one. I think the island in the board is potentially bad. I definitely don't think Library is bad. I think you just have to think of Library as a spell for your blue-red for your Jeskai matchup. You're allowed to have opinions, and I'm allowed to criticize them. Oh, that's just easily the best draw. Such a good draw. So good. Oh, man. I think I'm just jamming a Leovold here. It's really weak against Mindbreak Trap. Really weak against Pyroblast. We have a Force of Will, like, and we have a second Leovold, so not even that bad if it gets countered. Like, pretty in on that. Just straight up Pyroblast. Okay. He has 3 cards left. I guess he mulliganed quite a lot. This is an Oath of Druids. Time Walk is perfectly fine. We'll never counter a Time Walk there. Yes, I agree. I think one basic in your PO list is going to hamper you in your shops matchup. I don't actually think I have to force this. Yeah, I don't really want him taking a jet, actually. I do have to force this. I'm going to see how good this Leovold is. I think I'm going to pitch this PO. We'll see how that goes. I just want to figure it out. I think right now my preferred PO list has 2 islands in it. So, in the main. So. Yeah, if their last card is Oath, it's bad, but we have a Demonic Tutor, like, we have ways to get out of that. I mean, we would have had to draw mana, which is a fair point. I don't think he would jam Dak over Oath there. I think it's like... I really don't think you would, but maybe you would. Yeah, we know they're on Oath. I think I'm just gonna go get an Ancestral. I don't know. Call it a soul read, call it a bad play. I just didn't think they had Oath. I mean, now we're really weak to Oath. I mean, this is either going to be a complete blowout for them where they just draw Oath and kill us, or we're going to just roll them over. So it's not really going to be that interesting of a game, I don't think. Like, for instance, right here, we're definitely just casting Dig Through Time. I don't actually know if we're just casting Dig Through Time. We actually might Flusterstorm's really bad here. I'm actually down to lead with a Preordain. We're trying to find a Force of Will really badly so we don't get destroyed by Oath of Druids, and we can't seem to find one. Like, Fluster actually doesn't do anything, so we really need a Force of Will. Well, Lotus lets us cast Dig right now, which I guess is fine. Is he gonna Mind Break Trap this or Force of Will this? No. I don't have any more things in my in my yard. It's still wrong to like not represent that I do, but all right. So I'm going to take. What am I gonna take? I'm gonna take this repeal so we don't die to Oath, and then I'm going to take. I actually think top is like pretty reasonable here. I don't think our clock actually needs to be faster. I think we're just going to take top and repeal. So I'm not really worried about much of anything now. I'm keeping this blue up in case we want to use it. That's pretty bad. These cards are awful. We don't actually have a way to get rid of them, which is really gross. Alright, so he can't draw any draw spells, but he can draw Demonic, and he can draw Niv Mizzet, and he can draw Oath of Druids. Niv Mizzet would be a pretty bad one. I mean, it's really hard for him to cast, right? Well, this doesn't count as a mana for Niv Mizzet. They can draw Dig, that's fair. Preordain does not let him draw a card, but it does let him scry 2. You put one top, one bottom. So we're drawing Opal here, which is garbage. We'll try to hold it in our hand and maybe get up to Library. I am going to look with Library and see if we have a better card 3 down. We don't have a better card 3 down. I'm going to just order it so we get a C next turn. We don't really have good cards off this top, which is pretty frustrating. We'll have to see what he topped with his Preordain. I could have misstepped Preordain, but I don't really think that's a really worthwhile play. Maybe it is. I don't think it is because I'd like to be able to counter a Pyroblast if there's another one. So I'm going to keep holding these in hand. I guess we can lose a blue mana in case we draw like an Ancestral. We drew a Night's Whisper. That's nice. We can start trying to clear off this this pile of cards here. So we'll draw with our top, and then we'll use our mana to draw Night's Whisper, which gets us on Library. Draw with Library. Play a land. I'm going to hold open Fluster, even though it doesn't really do anything. We could also get to hold open Repeal, basically. Though, it's likely that I wouldn't Repeal on his turn just so I can have Fluster back up. Is this an Abrupt Decay? Oh, he's going to Assassin's Trophy my Leovold. So let's draw a card first, and then we can think if we want to save this with repeal or not. I don't know if I want to save this. It is how we're currently wait, do we have any other win conditions if this dies? We might actually just have no win conditions if this dies, right? Oh no, we have a Blightsteel? No, the Blightsteel's out. So we have a Hydra in the bottom of our deck. I don't think it's actually unreasonable to save this here. I'm kind of down, actually. Well, we can just counter it with Flusterstorm, because it's not Abrupt Decay, and I keep thinking this is Abrupt Decay. Right? This is going to be the third spell, so it's 4 mana. Am I wrong here? Storm count is 2. Or is Storm count going to be... Am I only going to get 2 copies? I don't really remember how Flusterstorm works. How does Flusterstorm work? Storm. If I cast the third spell, it's normally 2. Yeah, I think it's normally 2. Yeah, it's 2 if you cast it versus the first spell. Oh, someone's on the door. I'll be right back. Was that the front door? Back door? Oh, no. I guess we'll fluster it. Oh no, it was 3. I'm so bad. I went away for a second and I'm like, it's definitely 3. And then, yeah. Equal to the third spell cast. Alright, so that was bad. Either let it resolve or repeal it. I just wasn't thinking. Oh, he just let it get countered. I mean, you could do that too, I guess. I mean, I think we're gonna win anyways, but that was really bad. Oh, that was rough. Okay, no one watched that. That totally was not recorded. It will definitely be edited out of the VOD. Horrible Magic player. How does he win matches?